YouTube just announced a brand new app for editing. It's called YouTube Create. And here with me is one of the YouTube employees that worked on the app and building it. And so why don't you introduce yourself to everyone out there?
Yes. Hi, I'm Cielo de la Paz. I am the UX lead for YouTube Create and super excited to talk to you today.
First of all, explain what this app is. I mentioned it's an editing app, but is it for YouTube creators? Like, what makes this app special? What's cool about it?
Well, it's special because my team worked on it. Just kidding. It's special because it's for the mobile phone and it's to make creation easier. Right now, it's out on Android on beta. But the whole point of it is just to make it accessible for creators, whether you're small or large. We all know everybody uses the phone, so why not have an editing app on the phone as well?
So right now in the YouTube app, you can kind of edit in and shoot YouTube shorts. But this app is different because you can edit shorts, a vertical video. You can also edit horizontal video, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's not just for short. You can create long form videos over a minute, and it's a separate app from the main YouTube app. So I think that's a little bit of the confusion there. So just setting that straight, it's a completely separate app.
Awesome. Now there's a ton of cool features that you guys announced, and I want to get into those in a second. But first, can you kind of talk about it evolving over the years and working with creators?
We've worked on it for a bit, and I think what was amazing about the process that I'm proud of is that we really spoke to creators. We spoke to over 3,000 creators as we started developing the app, and each time we got feedback from creators, we would listen and we would tweak it according to what they said. So we really feel like this app was made by those creators for those creators.
What were some of the main features in this that you kind of want to highlight that are some of the cool features?
Well, I think, for YouTube videos, some of the things that like we all know we kind of need captions, we want to make sure that, people understand what you're saying. And then I think what the one I like is being able to find beats. So I know a lot of shorts have these videos where the clips are timed to the beats of the music. So we have that feature in there where we'll find those beats for you. So you don't have to what if you don't have rhythm and you can't find the beats yourself?
So basically you just hit one button and what it does is it analyzes the music.
Yeah.
And then it shows you the certain points where there's like a snare or a kick. And then it makes it easy to snap onto that point. So you can just cut to the beat and it just flows well with the music.
Yes, exactly. You can trim it. It'll snap to where that beat is.
Now you mentioned captions, and what was cool though with the captions feature is it's not just like regular text. It auto generates the captions, right? So it reads your voice and it just places it in there for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You don't have to type it in yourself. It will transcribe everything you said, and then you can style it and make it look cool however you want. Cool. We know that a creator needs a lot of ingredients to make their videos look cool. And so we have a lot of stickers, and we call them text effects, where you can customize that particular text, and it's got its own animation, so you don't have to start from scratch. Emojis, we have a lot of assets that you can use to put in your videos. We have a lot of effects. We have, everyone should have cutout, be able to do, cut out your background. So we have that. We have blur, a lot of fun ones. So if you really want to get creative, we have all the ingredients for you.
And that's a nice thing about, I think, this app is it makes it a lot easier to do these effects that traditionally on a computer, I'm using Final Cut Pro. It's it kind of takes a lot of work sometimes to remove the background, or you need to buy a plugin.
Yeah.
But this app is free. There's just really cool things you can do in there just with the click of a button, which is super nice for the person who's just getting started on YouTube, and editing programs typically are super overwhelming.
Yeah. So what I have actually done, here's a very specific use case, is to have certain transitions, right, between two clips. Sometimes that's super hard to achieve on Premiere Pro, right? But with some of our transitions, it's literally you tap it and then it adds a transition for you.
A really cool feature too that just saves a little bit of time is instead of just exporting to your camera roll, you can actually export and publish it straight from the app. Yep. Is that right? So you just connect your YouTube account to the YouTube Create app, and then you can edit in there, post it.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's a direct connection to YouTube. So yeah, and we recognize if something's a short. So if your video is a vertical video and it's less than a minute, we know that it's a short, so you don't have to specify it. So when you upload, it becomes a short.
Another cool feature is they have music just built in, and it's all royalty-free music. So if you use any of the music in the Create app, you can still monetize your videos and make money as long as you're in the YouTube partnership program. Is that just the music that you would find if I'm on my desktop and I go into like the YouTube audio library?
Yes, it is that music there. Yeah, so that's why you can be confident that it's safe. You're not going to get that copyright strike. It's totally safe to upload on YouTube.
During the Q&A afterwards, someone was asking that if they use this YouTube Create app, if it's going to basically help them. I think people are always looking for the edge into the algorithm. So like, if I use the app and I post directly from there, are my views going to skyrocket? Are my shorts going to perform better? Are my videos going to perform better? The answer, long story short, was no. It's not going to help. And so I think people out there, for some reason, they're always looking for the shortcut. But I think it just comes down to creating and editing great content that people want to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the app will certainly help you create great content, and great content is what gives you those views. So I guess by way of creating great content, it helps, but not just because you uploaded from the app.
So another question that they brought up in the Q&A afterwards is when this is going to be available in iOS. And they mentioned that early next year, but possibly by the end of this year. I'm wondering if you have any insight as to, is it coming sooner, later this year, early next year? Can you say anything to that?
I really can't say anything to that, but I can say that I definitely want it on iOS. I'm a big iOS user myself, so excited for it. Can't wait for it. I think no one wants it more than I do on iOS.
You probably can't answer this question either, but I'm curious. I think it would be very cool to bring this app to desktop. And so that if people wanted to maybe edit on their phone when they're, in the back of an Uber, they're on a train or something, and then they get home, it's nice to have a big screen to edit videos. And so has there been talks? Is there anything you guys have thought about bringing this to a desktop app, YouTube Create?
You're not the first person to say that. So we certainly have heard a few people say that. We wanted to focus on mobile because everyone has a mobile phone, and we're able to reach more markets with mobile. So right now, that's what we've been focusing on.
So after the event ended, I got on stage and I was watching another YouTube employee kind of just show around in the app, and it looked really cool. And one of the things I've noticed with like editing apps on your phone is sometimes they're like hard to press the buttons, and you're like, you try to press it, but it clicks something else, and they can just be hard to navigate. But his was super smooth, and he like just zoomed in on the timeline, zoomed back out, and like it seemed to work very well and just looked very intuitive and easy to use.
Yeah.
Now, props to you, because that's what you were working on, the design and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's also layers, which is another thing that can get really clunky in an editing program in general.
Yes.
And then cramming that in on a small phone can be really hard. So can you talk about like the design of how you guys were able to add in different effects and layers, but still make it easy to use?
We were really very aware of these specific problems. We interviewed a lot of creators, and the whole idea of having layers and all of this happening on such a small screen, it just seemed really impossible and like to make it an easy to use thing. And so with our app, we were able to expand and collapse, and so that the layers tuck away when you don't need them, or you can easily open up what we call it the drawer and manipulate it. But it doesn't feel overwhelming where you see all of your layers all at once, or you always know how to find it. And I just think it's really delightful. We made it playful. It's very colorful. And then it just kind of has this like nice pop when it opens. Yeah. And I don't know, it's one of my favorite features. It's just like very delightful and fun to use.
YouTube announced a whole bunch of other stuff as well besides just this new app. And so if you guys want to watch that video, click on the screen and check out all the new updates that are coming to YouTube in 2024. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.